Good morning, you guys. I'm really sorry that I'm sort of late getting this. The month of October's been so busy. I've had a lot of workshops and presentations that I've done literally across the country. So I'm going to make this quick video, hopefully 5 to 10 minutes at the most. So please be sure you watch this. All right, I really want to see this a little more formed up. The 4th of November, says we turn this in October 28th. So I really want to, we have less than a month before this final project is to be completed. Justina, on your part here, this image, it does me no good if I can't see it any bigger than this. So, just like you might do print preview, and if it's not easy to see, then you might need a better picture, okay? I know what you're trying to say here, but as I look, when you think of mussels, what mussels do you think of? I really like, make sure that I will be putting this through the Turnitin system. So make sure that all of this content, the written content, is your own content. Otherwise, you will get a 0 for this portion of your project if there's any plagiarism. And if you do take anybody's direct statements or paraphrase, you must cite. So, for example, you have this image. All right, under here it should say image credit or image source and then a colon and then nothing less than the link to the website. Okay, same thing for all these different images. And this is not really magazine style. I know we've been having some problems with, this is the biggest frustration on you guys' side and on my side is, how do I get you a template that, works and doesn't jump, all over the place. So this, I'm sure you're aware this is totally visually not working. You should be covering all of the content under your section. So how do mussels work? You should be making sure that you find a way to explain all of those. So check your spelling right here. So you really have to take some time. So this is, I kind of expect you to be a little further along than where we are right here with this, to be honest with you, considering you've got one last check-in coming. So I'm really hoping that when I view this again in another week and a half or so, that I'll really start to see a lot more content, because this is not going to cover it. If you use 10 pages and you don't cover all your content, you are not going to get a very good grade for your part of the project. You must cover all the content. Okay, so Kobe, how do mussels adapt to training? All right. When mussels are stressed by exercise, they gradually increase their capacity. Again, make sure these are your words. You are explaining this so that a 5th grader can understand. Mussels adapt to strength training by increasing the number of motor units that are recruited. If you're pulling this directly from the book, guys, I'm telling you, you're plagiarizing. Again, these images, every single image must have a citation. Okay, and you can link them up, but I definitely want you to put somewhere underneath each image or across the bottom of the image, you need to put image credit or image source, colon, and nothing less than a bit.ly link. Don't put a big long link. If you have a really long link, then you need to go to bit.ly or tiny URL, and you need to convert that. So if you need help with that, reach out to me. So, I'm perfectly fine with an image taking up half the page, but this content then should cover more. There should be not so much white space. And again, be sure that you are using your own content. And so I'm not sure, I haven't read this completely. There's no period there. Okay, so by reading what I'm reading here, it looks like this probably came pretty much out of a book. Not acceptable. It's got to be your own language. Alright, so I like this a little bit better. I like the use of space. Okay, this looks a little more magazine style by, is it Kirsten or Kirsten Johnson? I'm sorry, sweetie, if I say it incorrectly. Pay attention to this. It lets you know that there's too much space in between. So pay attention to that. All that stuff matters. I like the way this starts. Is the pain you feel after a workout worth it? Is it even necessary? Again, I will be filtering this through the Turnitin model, and so it'll let me know if any of this content is not original. Okay, so be sure you are citing it. I do love this image. Again, I need for you to cite it, do an image source down here at the bottom of it. Really like that. It's a great image. Make sure you be careful you don't start losing your clarity on this image. That's another great image there. I love the shadow effect. But where's this image credit? Making domes bearable. I love this as kind of it's an eye catcher. I'm not so sure I like this highlighted in white. Maybe consider putting it in a white box versus it being highlighted, but I do like the citation there. Great image there. Again, image, need to put a citation in. Okay, really cute. I like this. Need an image citation. Talking about adaptations. I'm not sure why this is broken up so much. I like the print on this. Muscles can be compared to engines of cars. They move our bodies. I like it when you start putting it into your own understanding, cross-checking it with our textbook to make sure that you are stating it correctly, having others read it for you. When training the body, whether it is aerobic, anaerobic, or strength training, muscles adapt to it, but so do the tissues and the organs that support it. I like how you've highlighted this, but if this is not your own terms, if it's not your own words, please be sure to cite it. If you quote it directly from your text, which you're not allowed to have, but very few number of those, then be sure you put those in quotations. All right. I'm really liking that so far. And, you know, the end product, I don't really mention this, but it'd be nice if y'all inserted page numbers at the bottom. And I know this formatting here like this is kind of down. I know y'all will be able to fix that later. Again, this image needs to be cited. Not so sure how I feel about this. It's kind of broken, and I'm not so sure that I like so many different colors. This needs to be more neatly organized so that it's not so hard on the eyes. So maybe consider like put a big color block there and then divide it in half like a table or something. But I'd come back and work on this a little bit. Again, citing images. Not sure what that is yet, but that's okay. I should see more content, guys, written content in you guys' work than what I'm seeing right now, to be honest with you, to be so deep into the semester. All right, here we go. This is some pretty tough stuff. Good picture. Just need for you to cite a source. All right. And this should be, if this is your citation, the parentheses, it should be Murray, comma, and then the year. So if that's 2011, you would say 2011. Okay. Let's see. Check your spelling here is stretched. Is that supposed to be there? Do you ever wonder why your muscles feel so tight whenever they are stretched? All right. For many decades. All right. Good. Don't use too many quotations. Recent research has shown that the structural protein titin plays an important role in producing. All right, when you say something like recent research, then there should be, in parentheses, some citations of some of those recent research articles. So be careful. Again, just making sure this is your own language. Cite these images. Okay, I really like this. This is a really good image here. Come back in, pay attention to this. It'll, you know, one good thing about Word is it does tell you. All right, I like how you colored the term in blue. This image is getting a little hard. I'm not so sure this is the best image to use for this. But if this is the best image you can find, then be sure to go back and cite it and make sure I'm not sure why you're changing colors here in the text either. So the text should all be black. Now, Be careful, Rayanne, about making your text so large. You still have to cover all of the content, and it should not be any larger than the rest. Remember, the magazine, ultimately, it must look like one major project. So you guys will need to get on the same page there. Please cite that image. See how this is not really lined up. I would make this into some kind of little table, a colored box. You definitely don't want it to break the page, right? Which I know we're still formatting, but I'm just giving you tips so that you'll know later. Really good image here, but you must explain this. You can't use this, and it must be cited, so it looks like maybe you start explaining it here. Way too big. Again, all of y'all's text and font should be the same size and the same type of font. So I like how you're trying to emphasize this, but this is not, you might start this on another line, or maybe put this in some type of chart. I know, again, that, it's kind of broken because y'all are all trying to put it on one page. And again, another really nice picture, no citation. I don't want you to rely too heavily on external resources as much as I want you to really do a great job of breaking down the textbook into regular everyday language. I'm not so sure we talk a whole lot about some of this stuff in our book. It's okay for you to extend if you have run out of material to talk about, but you must make sure that you cover the content that's in our text, okay? Again, don't just have an image up here for no reason. You're talking about the rest interval. These images, they're very grainy, so you would lose points for this quality of an image. It may be because you're just trying to stretch it out too far. There should be a citation. On Shutterstock, you should have purchased that image, so you need to be trying to look at some images that you can use. Same thing here. Okay, so if I had to say right now, and I know that this is really like about halfway through from when y'all put this in here, I really like to see you guys be a lot more developed out by this next check that's coming up in another week and a half. So if you would really put some time in, I really want to see some growth. I'm going to give you your 20 points. You are working. I know it is difficult to put it all together as one, but I really need for you guys to collaborate a little bit more on the look and feel while you also have the independence, to write your own stuff. So not a bad start. I'd like to see you a little further along. November 25th is the final due date. I give you up to 1 week after that. So if anything is late, I'm not taking it after that. So hopefully the next one will look a little bit sharper, but keep working, okay? All of this has to be in your own words. You must cite everything that you use from anyone else. All right, y'all. Thank you. Keep working. Great job.